Hey everybody. Hope you all had a good weekend. I think Joshua is out on vacation for the rest of the year, and I actually hurt my back, so I'm going to be in reduced capacity for the next several weeks. So just FYI, for the schedule for the rest of the year, I guess we could figure out, because the holidays are coming up as well. We could figure out, if there's anything we want to discuss today, and then also if we want to just cancel the rest of the month and then meet back up in January. Also, if everyone could sign in using the meeting notes as usual.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark.
Thanks.
Yeah, we feel better sooner than later, for sure.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people also say they had lower back problems as well. Evidently, it's not too uncommon, but not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, on the meeting side, I was going to say, like on the Sigstore community, we've pretty much, I think this is the last week of meetings, and then we've cancelled for the end of the month and also the first week of January. Just we know a lot of folks won't be around.
Any objections to doing that here?
I think that sounds
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
All right, so then I'll put in the notes. So we'll cancel for the 19th, 26th, and 2nd, which is a New Year's Day observed anyway. And then so we'll resume on the 9th. Okay, so and I'll put here. Anyway, I'll do the meeting notes to just to mark them as canceled the next 3 weeks. And on the any other agenda items? I know that Arno has sent out the specification stages pull request that we discussed last week. The doc, I think, is basically ready to be submitted. And the next step would be actually just adding those tags on every page. So thank you, Arno, for that.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably look into that next stage if you want. Do another
that'd
pull
be perfect.
request to add the tags everywhere.
Perfect, thanks. Great. You might see some pull requests from people doing cleanup work. This is folks from Cycle who we hired to do some just website cleanup work. They're doing, I think they sent out 4 so far, and they're doing more. It's not any content changes, but just fixing up the implementation to make it easier to maintain, and adding some feature requests. So that should wrap up by the end of the year. So just FYI, if you see those, anyone's welcome to review them or obviously comment on them, as just like anything else. I don't have any update on the specification. I haven't been able to spend any time on that. Is Chris here? No, Chris is not here. Oh, Chris is out sick. I know that Chris was, I think you mentioned last time, was looking on, I think he published the draft document on verifying builders. So if you haven't gotten a chance to look at that, feedback for that would be welcome. A big part of that is the threat model of like exactly what threats are we trying to cover and how we cover them. So that would be good to get people's feedback on. Let me try to find that link. Any other
Yeah.
topics?
Is that
Yeah, Aaron?
508 mark, or is that a different thing, the builder piece?
I just copied the note from last week. I didn't actually look
Okay.
at it.
Oh, perfect. Gotcha.
Yeah, the last comment. Here, let
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I
I'll just
got you down there.
I'll copy directly in the notes.
Oh, right. I see the docs. Cool.
Yeah, I know some folks already have commented. Any other topics?
Yeah, I was gonna just briefly say just an update on the conformance side. I think, yeah, personally, I've just been in a bit of catch up in travel, so no progress there, though I'm still trying to understand kind of like what the formats are. We should put the proposal in for the governing board. So yeah, bit of playing catch up, but hopefully things are still ticking along and like looking forward to next year, kind of keeping that moving forward.
Excuse me, are you talking about the certification program?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put some comments to the document a while ago, but I wasn't sure. I mean, if this was discussed in a specific channel or what.
Yes, yeah, no, the intent is that we discuss it here. I do think like any conformance compliance program is going to be very tightly coupled to the 1.0 spec. So while that's shaping out, I think this is a good place to keep the discussions co-located. Yeah, and it's just, yeah, Jason Lutz, who was working on it, he's kind of focusing elsewhere at the moment. So yeah, apologies, we haven't got back to that, but yeah, I do plan to take a look at some point.
All right, no, that's okay. I understand. I mean, the general gist of my comment was, I mean, this is no small task, right? Putting a certification program
Yeah.
in place requires resources and that are actually engaged and monitoring on an ongoing basis. So I just, it wasn't clear I mean, I understand for now it's just the beginning of it's like a proposal type of thing, but it would need to be fleshed out a bit more in terms of like, clearly designating the resources that will be required, because the governing board, if you want to go to the governing board with that proposal, this is what they're going to want to know, right? Is like, well, how much is that going to cost us?
Yes, absolutely.
like every governing board, right? It's so, I mean, we need to try to figure out, I think there needs to be at least one resource allocated to this, because if you compare to, I've talked to colleagues of mine who work with the CNCF, for instance, where they have similar program, and they have a person who is just constantly monitoring this, because people don't come back and say, oh, we released a new version of a product and we're not compliant anymore, or yes, we are still compliant, right? So that means they, practically speaking, keep chasing people all the time to say, hey, you're now like 2 versions beyond the version that you said was compliant. Is that still true? Can you please submit an application to renew your certification? And so this is a pain in the butt for everybody, all the parties involved, by the way, but it does require quite a bit of work.
Yeah, good point. And your comment makes me think actually maybe a good approach here is to get someone in from the CNCF and the Kubernetes conformance program to kind of give us a like experience report, like I was hoping to chat with someone, but maybe we could do it as a group, like have them come in,
Yeah.
talk about those aspects and maybe give us some key considerations as a community we should be thinking about.
Yeah, at least we should ask the Linux Foundation staff who is involved from their side, on their
Yeah.
side in that program on the CNCF side. And so we could have that person at least give us some insights as to, how that works.
Yeah, and certainly at my end, I've been talking to Mike Dolan, who's kind of the lead counsel at
Yeah.
LF. Who do you have any names of people on the CNCF side who we could reach out to? Maybe I could.
I can get
Follow up.
back to you and find out from my colleague. It's going to be several hops, but
Yeah.
I can probably get the name on the LF side who is involved in this on CNCF side.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
Mark, back to you.
Yep, I don't have anything more.
Well, sounds good. Yeah, I'll in between, I'll go ahead and try to comment on some of those pieces as well and make a commitment for that.
Great.
Cool.
All right, well, if we don't speak in, everyone have happy holidays, and we'll meet up again in, well, I think is there a community meeting still coming up? I think there's one salsa community meeting on the 19th. But otherwise, I'll see everyone in January.
Cool.
Okay,
Sounds
all right,
good.
bye everyone.
Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.